Welcome back to Conversations on Deck, and today is Two for Tuesday, folks. We're looking at this 1992 Upper Deck Bloodlines Gary and Dwight card. I loved when Upper Deck did these Bloodline cards. They did them for the Griffies. I think that was super cool. Now they're doing it for Gary Sheffield and Dwight Gooden. Just a great landscape card that these two guys are. Oh, sorry, Griffey, I'll give you a little bit more. Hamming it up because Doc was a pitcher. Gary was a pitcher in high school, but when he hit the big leagues, he was not pitching. And yeah, uncle, nephew, what a relationship these two guys had. So let's start with Doc Gooden. Born November 16th, 1964 in Tampa, Florida. And in 1992, Doc was 27 years old, and he had a 10-13 record, 3.67 ERA. He pitched in 31 games, 3 complete games, 206 innings, 84 earned runs, 70 walks, 145 Ks, 3 hit by pitches. And I think it's cool, he was a Silver Slugger that year. So he didn't, slug as much as Gary did, but I think he had like a 264 batting average. So for a pitcher, that's pretty good. So we'll go over on the other side of the card, Gary Sheffield, born November 18th, 1968. So 4 years and 2 days later in Tampa, Florida. So November in their family, you got to buy a bunch of gifts for those two guys. So in 92, Chef was 23 years old. I was just 22. He played in 146 games, 87 runs, 184 hits, monster hits, 34 doubles, 33 homers. I mean, he was hitting bombs, 100 RBIs, 48 walks, 40 Ks, led the NL with a 330 batting average. And he had 6 hit by pitches. Now, you can imagine being the pitcher and you're the one who hits Gary Sheffield, you're going to get a stare back, maybe a second stare. I'm not sure, but I would not want to be on the mound after hitting Gary Sheffield. He was an all-star, and he was a Silver Slugger. So I think that was kind of cool that he was able to be a Silver Slugger with his uncle. Here's what Doc said about Chef in 1989 when Chef was a rookie coming up with the Milwaukee Brewers. Quote, "He's a great talent. He's a contact hitter with power and great speed, but I don't want to say too much. People are going to say I'm biased." End quote. Well, yeah, of course Doc was going to be biased to Gary. They grew up together. They played, baseball together as kids through high school. And, yeah, of course he's going to have a little bit of a soft spot for Gary, but guess what? He was absolutely right. Gary was a great talent. And then here's a little Chef wisdom on Doc. This is what he said, as a rookie about Doc Gooden in 1989. Quote, "Doc came up when he was 20. And seeing what he has done has always made me work that much harder. I'm from the same blood. I know I can do it too." End quote. I think that's great. I love it that, Gary was able to recognize the bloodline and recognize that his uncle, even though he's only 4 years older, could inspire him. And I think that's cool. I go back to, I'm the youngest of 10 kids. So, 1978, that's when, again, pivotal things happened in 78 for me. I was 8 years old. I just think that's a cool number. And then 78 is when I started collecting baseball cards and, using my own money from, doing little jobs like shoveling snow or mowing lawns or collecting cans and, stuff like that to buy baseball cards. And then also in 1978, my nephew, Richard, was born. And that's pretty cool. I remember thinking, man, I'm just 8 years old and I have a nephew. And I have a special place in my heart for him. He's a great guy. He's a really good husband. He's a great father. And I do text with him every once in a while. He was the one that made the Wally the Green Monster card for me. He's just a great guy. And the best part is he's a Red Sox fan like me. We've gone to a game before together. But yeah, that uncle relationship. I have a lot of nephews. I have a lot of nieces. And I take that very seriously. I love them all. I'm so blessed with so many nieces and nephews, and then now I'm even blessed with great nieces and nephews. So it's cool. I imagine Gary and Dwight had a very special relationship. So now I wanted to just talk briefly about Doc Gooden. Back in '96, he threw a no-hitter. He was playing for the New York Yankees. The previous year, '95, he had been banned from playing baseball because of his drug and alcohol use. And then '96, George Steinbrenner saw something in Doc and gave him a chance. And he put the pinstripes on. And then on May 14th, 1996, Doc is he's on the lineup card to pitch for the Yankees, also knowing the next day on the 15th, his dad, who had struggled with, kidney failure for many years and had some heart issues, his dad was scheduled for an open heart surgery the next day down in Tampa. And Doc actually had a ticket to go down, but he remembered, what his dad had always taught him about taking responsibility seriously. And when you have responsibilities, you take care of those, and then you do the next thing you have to do. And so he felt, hey, I've got to play in this game. And he certainly played that game. He pitched a no-hitter. The Yankees beat the Seattle Mariners 2-0. I mean, he's beating guys like Griffey, Edgar Martinez. He's beating guys, A-Rod. I mean, just crazy stuff. Jay Buhner. The next day, when he got down to see his dad, he gave his dad the game ball. Derek Jeter was the person who caught the last out, and Jeter gave Doc the ball. Doc gave that to his dad. Turned out that was the last game his dad was going to see his son play. Surgery was successful, but a few months later, his dad passed away. Here's what Doc said about that day. I'm not a religious guy. I'm spiritual. I believe in God, but that day, it was him. That day, I was supposed to go home to be with my dad because he was having open heart surgery the next day. End quote. There's Doc Gooden recognizing the power of God, especially when he said in that quote, it was him, capital H, him. He's acknowledging that God, it was him. He's the one who made all the circumstances happen, including the talent that Doc Gooden had on the mound that day to get that no-hitter, to honor his dad, and to honor his God as well. I think that was pretty cool. And then we'll finish up here with a little Sheffield on his faith. Here's what he said. Quote, regardless of what you're searching for, you ain't going to find it until you include God. Once we say, I surrender, you take over, God. Whichever way you want me to go, that's where I'm going to go. I think that's the only way. I've tried it all. I've tried to do it myself. I've never won the fight. End quote. I think that's great. I think that's true for so many of us that try to do things on our own. I think I was that way before I surrendered my life, my heart, my mind, my soul to Jesus Christ, is tried to do things my way. And I can certainly tell you, I never would have thought about being a principal at a Christian school in Anchorage, Alaska, if it weren't for God. He's the one who put that on my heart. I never would have thought that. Never, ever. That was not my track. And I think Gary Sheffield was right. You surrender, and whichever way God leads you, you follow. You follow the Spirit. And doesn't mean my life is perfect. Doesn't mean Gary Sheffield's life isn't perfect. Yeah, we struggle with sin just like everybody else in the world. And you just have to make that conscious decision each way to follow God. And where he goes, I go. Where he wants me to go, I go. So that's 2 for Tuesday Bloodlines. I think that was a great card. I'm so excited that I got that card. And I hope you like this video. Hit like, leave a comment. If you haven't subscribed, smash that subscribe button. That's what my daughter tells me to say. And if you know somebody who you think would like this video, share it with them and tell them to hit like and subscribe as well. Have a great day, folks, and have an even better week.